Peace to you all. I am Masood Saeed, a social science psychologist. Have you ever wondered why most films and dramas seem to lack ethical clarity? Why is there an apparent void of moral guidance in the narratives that pervade our screens? As renowned psychologist Carl Jung stated in his book Modern Man in Search of a Soul, we are living in what the Greeks called the right time for a metamorphosis of the gods, i.e., of the fundamental principles and symbols. Jung, 1933. This leads us to venture into the domain of cinema, a sphere where notions of right and wrong blend, and where protagonists sometimes act without a moral compass, while antagonists occasionally become the subjects of our admiration. For example, consider the immensely popular film The Dark Knight. The protagonist, Batman, is an outlaw vigilante, while the antagonist, Joker, despite his chaotic demeanor, raises relevant issues regarding societal duplicity. This mirrors the perspective of the historian and social psychologist John Hope Franklin, who once said, "Good history is a question of survival. Without it, an individual or a society will slowly lose its bearings." Franklin, 2002. The narratives that dominate our screens often echo this sentiment, with characters frequently navigating a moral wilderness without a compass. Such is the case in Breaking Bad, a drama series that draws us into a murky moral landscape, pushing us to question our own perceptions of right and wrong. As the famous psychologist Philip Zimbardo wrote in his book The Lucifer Effect, understanding how good people turn evil, stressful environments can make us susceptible to the lure of evil. Zimbardo, 2007. The series links us with a high school teacher turned methamphetamine manufacturing drug dealer, compelling us to empathize with him and challenging our understanding of morality. Game of Thrones, a series thriving on intrigue, deception, and power, offers characters who act in ways that blur the lines between hero and villain. This complex moral tapestry aligns with the writing of psychologist David Buss in his journal article Evolutionary Psychology and Crime, where he posits humans have evolved a variety of psychological mechanisms designed to navigate social hierarchies. Buss, 2005. These narratives, though intriguing and provocative, provide an intricate mosaic of human temperament and societal norms, requesting us to grapple with our personal interpretations of morality. The Quran in Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 9, states, وَإِن طَائِفَتَانِ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ اقْتَتَلُوا فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَهُمَا فَإِن بَغَتْ إِحْدَاهُمَا على الأخرى فقتلوا التي تبغي حتى تفيء إلى أمر الله فإن فاءت فأصلحوا بينهما بالعدل وأقسطوا إن لله يحب المقسطين. This quote, translated by Sahih International. Indeed, Allah loves those who act justly, emphasizes the importance of justice and morality, reflecting the underlying themes in these modern narratives. These narratives challenge us to reflect on our own understanding of morality, to question societal norms, and to navigate the complex landscape of human nature and ethics in line with the observations of renowned psychologists. The absence of explicit moral guidance in movies and dramas such as The Godfather and The Sopranos is not necessarily a shortcoming. As historian Robert Rosenstone asserts in his book History on Film, it mirrors the complexity of reality, where moral decisions exist in shades of gray, not just black and white. Rosenstone, 2006. In The Godfather, the Corleone family, despite their illicit activities, demonstrates a strong sense of loyalty and honor. But does this make them morally upright? Morality's subjectivity has been long debated in the field of psychology. As eminent psychologist Lawrence Kohlberg pointed out in his theory of moral development, morality evolves through stages and is influenced by factors such as societal norms and personal experiences. Kohlberg, 1971. Thus, famous Muslim scholar Al-Ghazali's statement, good and evil are not identical in different people and various epochs, Al-Ghazali Ihya Ulum al-Din, resonates in contemporary narrative forms, where moral righteousness is based on one's personal compass. Religious scriptures also offer perspective on this. The Quran in Surah Ali Imran chapter 3, verse 140 states, إِنْ يَمْسَسْكُمْ قَرْحٌ فَقَدْ مَسَّ الْقَوْمَ قَرْحٌ مِثْلُهُ وَتِلْكَ الْأَيَّامُ نُدَاوِلُهَا بَيْنَ النَّاسِ وَلِيَعْلَمَ لِلَّهِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَيَتَّخِذَ مِنْكُمْ شُهَدَاءَ وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الظَّالِمِينَ. Translated by Sahih International to, if a wound should touch you, there has already touched the opposing people a wound similar to it. And these days of varying conditions, we alternate among the people, so that Allah may make evident those who believe and may take to himself from among you martyrs. And Allah does not like the wrongdoers. This verse may reinforce psychologist Carl Jung's theory of shadow, which suggests that every human has the capacity for good and evil. Jung, thus even morally dubious characters may experience good days, eliciting sympathy from viewers. The Sopranos introduces us to Tony Soprano, a mob boss dealing with anxiety. His character, despite his criminal undertakings, often stirs empathy among audiences. Psychologist Rollo May, in his book The Meaning of Anxiety, 1950, illuminates this concept, suggesting that even those with morally questionable actions struggle with existential questions and fears, ultimately humanizing them. In conclusion, the deliberate lack of moral guidance in films and dramas mirrors our moral dilemmas, compelling us to contemplate our values and beliefs. As historian Hayden White suggested in his article, The Value of Narrativity in the Representation of Reality, narratives like The Dark Knight, Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones operate in moral gray zones, challenging our preconceived notions of right and wrong. White, 1981. These narratives, as psychologist and media scholar Dr. Pamela Rutledge writes in her article The Psychology of Storytelling, 2011, do not merely serve as entertainment but engage us in the storytelling process, shaping our understanding of morality. Do not forget to click on the like, subscribe, and share buttons. As we delve deeper into the world of morally ambiguous narratives, we find ourselves confronting a crucial question. What are the psychological impacts of consuming media that lack clear moral guidance? We know that art and media have a profound influence on our perception of reality. When we watch a movie or drama, we don't merely consume it, we interact with it, live through the characters, and often internalize their values and beliefs. Psychologist Dr. Sherry Turkle, in her book Alone Together, 2011, discusses how media narratives can shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. She states, "We make our stories, and our stories make us." This interaction with media narratives can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, morally ambiguous narratives can lead to a more nuanced understanding of morality, encouraging critical thinking and empathy. For instance, watching The Godfather or The Sopranos might force viewers to grapple with complex moral dilemmas, fostering a more nuanced understanding of right and wrong. On the other hand, these narratives can lead to confusion, especially among younger audiences. Dr. Douglas Gentile, an expert in media psychology, states in his research the effects of violent video game habits on adolescent aggression, hostile expectations, and normative beliefs about aggression, 2004, that repeated exposure to morally ambiguous narratives might normalize unethical behavior, leading to an altered perception of societal norms. Furthermore, these narratives might impact a viewer's mental health. Dr. Mary Beth Oliver, in her study Toward an Integration of Mood Management and Uses and Gratifications, 2000, suggests that media narratives can influence our mood and emotions. Therefore, continuous exposure to morally ambiguous content might lead to feelings of anxiety and discomfort. In conclusion, while morally ambiguous narratives can foster critical thinking and empathy, they might also lead to confusion and potential mental distress. As viewers, we need to engage with media narratives mindfully, acknowledging their potential impact on our understanding of morality and our mental health. Stay tuned to explore more about the fascinating interplay between media and psychology. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons for more insightful content.